So Rocky, are you of the opinion that the QClash is just another game, or does it mean something a little bit extra being a derby?
Yeah, I think it always means a little bit extra. Obviously, two Queensland teams, and we know each other a little bit, so it's always a good opportunity to showcase our skills against them. And obviously, we're both down the bottom of the ladder, so there's not much excitement around it or anything like that. But it is a good opportunity for us, and we see it as a winnable game.
But the last QClash didn't end well for you, or
didn't start well?
Didn't start well or end well for you? Is there any bad blood there?
Nah, not at all. I think Steve was playing the footy as well, and it just happens in footy sometimes. Obviously, there's concussions and body contact, so there's no bad blood at all, and it would be forgotten about after the first bounce tomorrow.
Have you looked at the vision from that first one? I know Lepper was furious after that match, and I suppose the competitive spirit shown by the side, is it?
Yeah, I think we're a different team to what we were then as well. I think obviously we haven't had much consistency of players out there in and outs and so on, so it's important that we just finish the season really strong, and we've set ourselves for the last 5 weeks to really build some momentum in the next season now, and that's all we can do. We can only control what's in front of us, and you don't want to look too far back, and that was really early on in the year.
Happy with your own form, or do you feel like you're sort of finding some form?
Yes and no. I think it's been a tricky sort of year for me, obviously in and out, trying to find that consistency, but obviously started to find a little bit of the footy last week against the Cats, so I've just got to continue to lead the boys as best I can out there, and we are quite a young group, and the more experience we can have out there and the more vocal leaders we can have out on the ground, it's going to be better for our group.
Rocky, how are you different to the team since the last QClash?
I think obviously personnel is a big thing. I think obviously Dane's not playing, he's done for the year, and there's a few boys that are out, but I think it's obviously been a tricky year, and we've probably learned a fair bit about ourselves throughout this year, and as I said, we can't look too far back, and we've got to refocus and set ourselves for the next 5 weeks and really build some momentum towards next pre-season. And it is an important 5 weeks for us, because if we let another 5 weeks go and don't continue to develop as a group, then we've gone backwards.
What do you expect them to tag? Rock, do you expect them to go to you or go to Pearce?
I don't think they'll probably tag. I think they'll play more of a matchup. Richard will probably play a more matchup role. I think they obviously probably would have gone after Dane if he was playing, but obviously Pearce was outstanding last year against him, but as he said in his article, he had a bit of consistency as well. He hasn't had that at all this year, and as I said, it's been one of those years where you sort of get one back and then you lose one or lose two, and they've been a little bit the same as well. So Risha obviously didn't play last week, and he comes back in this week, so it's a good opportunity for our group to see where we're at. Billy Evans will obviously get a chance this weekend, and Zach O'Brien's back in the team as well, so it's a little bit different midfield look for us, and as I said, hopefully we can just get the footy going forward and play our roles.
Just on the Suns, Rocky, they haven't won here since 2011. You must be keen to keep that record going in front of your home fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's members round for us this week as well, so it's important that they turn up in mass numbers, and we thank them. So we want to play really good footy in front of our home supporters and home members, and they've been loyal throughout, and it's been a tough year for them as well. We understand that, so we want to put on a good performance for them and hear them cheering at the end of the game.
You mentioned before that both you and the Suns are at the bottom of the table. Does that add a bit of spice to the derby? Get off the bottom of the table?
Yes and no. You don't have to ask them whether it does for them, but as I said, we've set ourselves for the last 5 weeks now. We had some good meetings during the week to really focus in on what we want to get out of the last five weeks of the season. So we've set ourselves for this little period and sort of set it up as a mini season for us heading into the pre-season. So we have the motivation to go out there and win. We want to do that. I'm sure they want to do that, so it'll be a good contest.
What specifically do you want to get?
I think more so our ball movement side of things. I think we've probably let ourselves down a little bit. We're sort of, at times when the pressure comes, we start to play individual footy, and it's sort of been shown a little bit in the footage. So we want to play that team orientated footy with our ball movement and the way we defend as well. So it's a good chance for us to show that and show that we can grow and we can play that style of footy for the last 5 weeks. So it's more probably around the team aspects of the game and following out and adhering to the game plan.
How much has this year tested you as a captain?
Yeah, it's been a tricky one, that's for sure. I can't remember a year that I've had individually like this. on the field, but then also to be captain in your first year as well. And there's been a fair bit of pressures and so on, and obviously there's always media speculation around stuff, and when you're sitting down the bottom, you're 2 games, and everyone feels the pressure a little bit more. So it's important that I'm just here for the players and they can come to me, and I have a really good relationship with them, and we continue to evolve as a group. As I said, you look at our list and our team that's out there at the moment, there's not a lot of experience. So as I said, we've got to continue to lead well individually, and along with Pierce and Dane and Daniel as well. So it has been challenging, but one that I'll probably look back on in a couple of years' time and really enjoy the experience that I had and learn so much about myself and the team.
So it hasn't worn you out? You want to come back as captain?
Yeah, I want to come back next year as captain. I think the bad times make the good times a lot better, and Lep has said it a few times, and he's lived it. He knows what that's like, and for me, at times it is hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've been here 7 years. We've played 2 finals games in that period, and I think people forget that. They always talk about the 3 flags that we won, but we haven't been that successful since 2004. We've had 1 finals campaign, which is 1 finals campaign in 12 years. So when we do eventually start to improve and start to climb up that ladder, and obviously all our key position players have been injured this year, and good sign last week to get Jono Freeman and kids like that back, and Michael Close will come back next year. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you've just got to continue to motivate yourself to turn up and front up every day and week in, week out, and get that result, and hopefully we can play finals in the near future and go from there.